Hello and welcome to the Bad Ideas Garage. It has been a while since we've made a substantial video, something more than just a little teaser clip, and so today we're going to go through an update of all of the cars that we've been working on over the last several months. You may notice in this garage there is only one car, and there's a story about that, and so yes, we are sadly down to just about one car. We haven't made a lot of videos recently, it's because of this thing called COVID-19, and we also had something else pop up in our life. So we had a baby. This is baby Noah, and I certainly hope that he is a car enthusiast. He's already taken up a lot of our time, as you can imagine, with a newborn, and also with a global pandemic. We haven't had much time to do many car things. So today in this video, we're going to give you a little bit of an update of the cars that we've been working on over the last several months. First, starting with the Nissan Altima. This was my grandma's car. I was really considering taking it to the Gambler 500 because it had really low miles on it. It was very mechanically sound, but it was just really, really ugly. The paint was terrible. The interior was all sun damaged from being a Texas car, and so we did decide to sell that, and that actually is now down in Baja, Mexico, and is now being driven by a grandma down in Baja, Mexico. Next is our 2004 Mercedes-Benz E320 Gold wagon. Yes, it is gold. It is beautiful. Maybe you saw our other YouTube video from where we got it, but it had been sitting for about a year or so and it was not pretty. And Dale did a lot of really great work doing a transmission service on this, replacing the fuel pump, did some pretty minor cleaning on it. Physically, it's pretty rough. It's not nearly as bad as it used to be. I've actually been daily driving this car for the last couple weeks, and it is absolutely brilliant for having so many miles on it and for sitting for quite some time. Next up on the list is the Toyota Land Cruiser, our old school Land Cruiser. It came in and had been sitting for a little bit, like most vehicles that come into the Bad Ideas garage, but had been restored at one point with some tasteful goodies, including a brake kit that is apparently rare for these. The seats have been redone, but at the same time, several aftermarket things that have been done to it actually brought down the value of this vehicle. So there are some aftermarket gauges. The windshield frame is not original, the top is not original, things like that. These vehicles are really cool, and I now understand why people like them, but I find them absolutely terrifying. So I did get a ride in it. Dale got it up to about 55, which is very, very happy for this vehicle. And then I also had a chance to drive it. I got it up to approximately 40 miles an hour, and at that point I'm like, you know what, this is fine. I'm very happy with this. This particular example, because it has been modified and because it's not in perfect condition, is a great vehicle to just drive and to actually use it as an off-roader. This particular example is for sale, so if you find yourself in the market for one of these, please let us know, drop us a message, and we'd love to make a deal with you. My old school 1981 Subaru GL Hatchback is in progress. This car was the Haggerty Car of the Year and is featured on their YouTube channel. If you look up Haggerty Subaru, it'll pop right up as the Car of the Year. I decided, instead of keeping the EA81 engine that was very tired at 320,000 miles in it, instead to put in an EJ22. So I have a mechanic who's doing that for me up in the Salem, Oregon area. And right now the EJ22 is out of the donor car. It has every single seal getting replaced, some better head gaskets going on at ARP Headsteads, the usual treatment for a mild rebuild of an engine, and then that is going to go into the Subaru. It is going to mate up to the 5-speed that's from a late 80s Subaru wagon, so I'm going to have 5 speeds, and the car that weighs about 2,200 pounds is going to have a 135 horsepower engine in it, and who knows, we might go with forced induction down the line. And finally, the C43 AMG, my W202 AMG sedan. Maybe you've seen my other episodes with Dale doing the deferred maintenance, fixing it up to be absolutely perfect. Well, it is no longer absolutely perfect. So my wife and I were driving down the highway and we got sandwiched between two vehicles, and it is no longer a sedan, but instead it is a Ute. So for the American viewers of this YouTube channel that don't know what a Ute is, they're very popular in Australia, where they are sedans with truck beds on the back. Maybe you think of a Ford Ranchero or a El Camino. Those are probably the best examples that we had. So we went through insurance, and I decided that
hey, it was worth the $230 to buy this car back from insurance. And so at the same time, I had some influence from my friend Jamie, who had already turned his Subaru Impreza into a Ute. And so he said, you know what we should do? We should turn this into a Ute. The frame is utterly bent, it still is bent to this day, and the rest of the passenger compartment was all sorts of compromised. And so we decided to cut off the back and turn it into a Ute for the Gambler 500. I was a bit skeptical at first, but once we put in some of the sheet metal and did some of the welding, it really started to take shape. And then getting it out, we ended up driving all the way out to the Christmas Valley Sand Dunes. It was just so much fun on the Gambler 500 all the way out there. This car did not do the best on the Gambler 500 because I left my B8 Super Sport Bilstein shocks and my General RS Max track tires or summer tires, and really did not do anything else to the alignment that is horribly off. I just decided to go drive it. We went with a group of engineering students from Oregon State University that we had met a couple years ago, and the usual suspects of Dale and Jamie, and we just had an absolute blast. The car did great. It actually rained at one point. I did not get wet, and I kid you not, it also snowed, and I also did not get wet during that. It was hard to believe that we woke up in the morning at the campsite and then suddenly it started to snow. And I thought it was like, okay, it's going to snow a little bit. We're kind of sort of near Paulina Lake. We're taking what we consider to be the back way from Bend over to Christmas Valley, and then sure enough, there was snow. At this point in the Gambler, it was Dale in his ML320 and Matthew and Calvin in their lifted Crown Victoria wagon on, I believe, 31-inch off-road tires, and then there is me in my Mercedes Benz. And so they were well ahead of me, but they were nice and they stopped for me to make sure that I was okay. But sure enough, the Mercedes did great. It was really fun. There were some spots that I was able to actually go faster and do a little bit of, quote, drifting around some of these turns. All in all, it was a great and epic Gambler 500. This vehicle actually is down the street from my house right now, getting fixed by a pro who's actually going to do the metal work and the sealing because he has done a Ute conversion before, and he is going to be doing it right. I've seen a couple of progress pics. I'm very excited to see them. Check them out. They're called Jones Family Metalworks. You can check them out on Facebook. That's all we've got for the Bad Ideas Garage for now. I hope to be making more episodes into this fall. We also have a 1999 E55 AMG with a sketchy title and it's been in an accident twice, so we'll make sure and give updates with that, with what we decide to do with it. We also have access to a 1996 Ford E350 Club Wagon. That could be very fun. And so between those two projects and the Gambler Benz, we'll see what we come up with. Thanks for watching.